Hello, Steve White, Trek Boy 89 for Steve Arts 89, Star Trek's alleged gatekeeper. Okay, we got a little bit of news on Star Trek Picard Season 3. Now, we knew it was announced a while ago that the Next Generation cast was returning for the third season. Even though Patrick still didn't want them in it originally, they talked him into it for the third season. Not sure how that happened, but we're getting them. And we finally got character posters, so we know what they look like. And we actually got a teaser trailer. Well, some countries did, mine didn't. I still saw it anyway, but it's geo-blocked. The most important thing, of course, is Worf. Worf does indeed look like Worf. He is an actual Klingon, as opposed to being a Klingon from Discovery, which is a nice little slap in the face to Discovery, because they're basically saying, no, these are what Klingons look like. Sorry, no. That design you did, no. Because the statement back in the day was, well, this is what Klingons look like now, and that's how they've always looked, and you fans just need to move on and, you know, adapt to the future and stop being stuck in the past. This is better. This is a better design. We've improved it. No, you improved it so much that they threw it away and they're gone back to the actual look of Klingons. So I'm very happy about that. Although the white hair is kind of striking, and it looks thinner, because the Worf in All Good Things had a big, thick mane of grey and black sort of hair with streaks through it, and this Worf just is all white, and it's tied back nice and neat, and everyone looks like we expect. Geordie's still got the ocular implants, which are like little moving discs inside the eyes, and yeah, the trailer basically was just shots of them all sort of abstract sort of backgrounds, just dropping little lines. Picard says, you're only as good as those around you, which I think is quite pathetic when you really think about it. LaForge says, those days on the Enterprise made me a better man, a better father, a better friend. Seven says, I thought I could inspire people, bring justice to an unjust universe. Now, does that mean she has walked back her terrorist activities and so forth, because they turned her into a murderer and a terrorist and not someone that Seven ever would have been? So if they're going to actually give her a redemption story and allow her to come back to being the character that she should have been after Voyager, that would be great. Rafi says, you have no idea how hard it is to be in this world, which seems to be a little bit of an attack on the Next Generation future, being such a perfect place. She seems to be saying it's hard to exist in a perfect place, the assumption being if you're a flawed person. That's a bit insulting to the Star Trek universe, but I'm guessing at what that means. Worf says, do not presume to know what I have and have not sacrificed for this. Troy says, you have to be willing to go through that door to what's next. And she looks quite tense, so she might have made a bit of a sacrifice or had some sort of struggle to return back to, she seems to be, implication is she's back on active duty, or maybe actually she's talking about the sacrifice of leaving her career for her family. I'm not sure. Riker says there's a whole universe out there, wherever you go we go. And Crusher says, here in this moment, let's do what we spent our lives learning to be great at. And then Picard ends, as long as you and your crew remain steadfast, you are never without hope. So it looks like it took them 3 seasons to actually realise what the show should have been, and now we're getting it. And I'm just really glad Worf doesn't look like a Klingon, because I think in the earlier days they would have easily have done that and then just told us to just deal with it and basically been like, well, it doesn't matter if it's inconsistent with what you grew up with and the character you love, that's what we want it to look like. So, just, move on, stop living in the past. So I'm glad they did that the right way. But they did show Worf in season 2, season 1, in a picture of him in his Next Generation look. So I always thought, well, they would have to go within their own canon, within their own show, if they were going to actually make him into a Klingon. So I'm hoping they explain them as some weird experiment or some weird subset or something, which is what they were originally sold as, but then they basically said, no, these are what the Klingons look like now, pre-TOS and TNG, which means that's how they've always looked, and you basically just have to deal with that, was sort of the attitude. So I didn't appreciate that. So I'm really glad. The trailer, it's a little teaser. It looks nice. There's no actual footage from the show or anything, and they sort of flash back and forth between little shots of the characters and all that. It's nice. A little bit of sentimentality with the delivery of some of the lines. I'm looking forward to this season. There was no sign of Brent Spiner, but probably because he's playing a Sung person. And yeah, apparently all the crew are split up, but they do come together at some point. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Thanks. Bye.